Boo. All right. You're here for the mid to late game anime last stand guide. Well, I hate to break it to you. To sum it up really quick, just for for the TLDR for those who don't want to watch the video, it's pretty much just macro grinding rerolls and raids. That is a short TLDR. But for the long gist of it, there's a lot of things you can do. So hear me out, and hopefully this will be useful for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is because you're now in the mid to late game, you have much stronger units, a probably better team, and may possibly good traits on it as well. And because of that, you are much more open to what you can do. You probably have you probably beaten the whole story. You probably beaten at least a few of the raids, maybe the first two at the very least. And you're on your way to getting like meta teams. Right? You probably still have some meta units, maybe even some mid units still, but you're getting there. All right, you're on your way. Or maybe if you're late game, you have like a setup team like mine. But mine's not even the most meta. It's just this is just what I prefer. All right, this is what I prefer. Um, but yeah, when you're in the mid to late game, your options open up drastically. From just doing story to grinding to getting to the late game, you're now already open, even in mid game. So once you're in this kind of area of level, you have a few things you can do. First things first, the most obvious ones. Grind rerolls from raids, or grind spirit shards from challenges and portals. Or I guess in our case specifically, the summer portals. Now that's the first obvious thing. To grind, collect stat cubes, collect reroll shards, and just get the best team possible with the best traits possible. Alright? Alright? Obviously also getting all the Evos, obviously if you want, like Guts Evo is finally open for you, Saitama Evo is open for you, Vice Captain Evo, Firen Evo, I guess if you have her somehow. Who else is there? Alright, like Sunwoo Winter, Ultimate, the second Evo. Like a lot of things are open up for you, alright? But there's obviously also other things. Like the Infinity Castle. This is a mode that will always stay, just that the season will change, right? And this recently got a new season when Dragon and Hunter versus Dragons Part One, I think. Yeah, at that point they got a new season update, and so there are new rewards, and they rebalanced everything. So it actually is harder now past Room Six, like Room 60 plus. It gets a lot harder. So yeah, you can always grind that when you feel like you have nothing else better to do and you want to get on that grind in that spot. At least get to 100. To get past that, your choice. You will make top 50. Currently, the top 50. Oh, Rabbit Key's gone. You need to be in like 170 plus by the looks of things. So that's pretty something. Unless Rabbit Key timed up, at least I realize. Nah. All right. But aside from that, you can always also grind these bad boys over here. The events that are available. Obviously, these are not always here. These are limited and these are random. Obviously, somewhat random at the very least. In our case, currently, we have a summer event that has been going on since the beginning of summer, obviously. And then this Hunter slash versus Dragons event, which is a Kaiju number 8 event, as you probably could tell by the Evo items monster number 8. As a mid to late game player, unless you really need to grind all those rerolls and stuff, this is probably what you're gonna do next. Grind the portals, tier 5 summer, the Tokyo incident stuff, yada yada, all that. Or grind the quest from this dragon thing, Dragon Hunter's quest. Complete those to get rewards so you can just buy Evo items, get attack cubes, more technique rerolls, etc. But here are at least a few tips that you lot probably should at least already know that I specifically didn't mention in the beginner video because you're probably not going to face that, or you should not be doing it as a beginner. You should keep it in mind, but you should not do anything, at least for now. So the thing that you guys probably should to know is the technique and stat cube management. So as I've emphasized greatly, you should only use rerolls, the techniques, on good units. Don't use them on like the legendary plague man or like Sanji rare. Like they're useless units that are not useful. Okay? You should use them on the meta units, like Sid, Freeran, Yojin. And before you reroll on these things, you gotta always make sure, at least in my opinion, keep 100+ rerolls. And I would recommend, highly recommend even, to wait for the weekends. Because every weekend, every time it's Friday for your time zone, yes, when it is Friday for you on your computer, the event will start. I don't know how they know, but every person has a different 4 times event start because of their time zone. So whenever it's Friday for you, the 4 times should take effect. There should be text up here saying 4 times technique luck should be up, and then that's when you should reroll. So before then, your best odds, at least your best option, would probably be to grind rerolls until then. That is, if you have nothing else to grind, like no events that you've unfinished, or like Infinity Castle you haven't gotten everything yet. And the other thing is stat rerolls. Now, stat rerolls are pretty iffy because, like, I guess we'll say like, I guess my Baldy, just an example, right? My Baldy. Now, as you can see, like this, there's wordiness here. First things to note, wordiness, at least as of this moment, this is before. This is Hunter versus Dragons Part 2, roughly at the 16th of July. Sorry, 16th of July, 2024. This thing does nothing. You could have 0 and get triple S. Like, who knows? It's absolutely random. Like, for instance, all right, like, and this doesn't go away. So you just keep clicking, and in my opinion, the time you save and wait is when you see at the very least 2 S's or a triple S or a double S show up, right? I guess I'll quickly take an example. If I am able to, my God, my rolls are pretty bad right now. Like, they're alright, but I would definitely want more rolls with, like, having 400 stat cubes and all. I'll be back. Just give me a second. Okay, I've got something. So, like, in this example, I got a double S and C and C. This is a pretty bad roll. Now, you can choose to save this roll and just go for perfect ones instead, which are much harder to get. In which case, I do not recommend you saving saving this one, because it's not worth. So I usually just reroll off of it. That's just the worst, and hope to get like at least like if like at least they're all A's, I will probably keep it. Especially for those who are in the mid game, getting like at least 1 S and 2 A's is probably like a decent bet for you. You don't need like to get like the perfect triple. Oh, okay. All right, this is something. This is something you want to keep, no matter what these two are. Just use your perfect stat cubes, reroll, until you get at least in my opinion, an A, or I guess a B if you're like really like are just low on perfects, like I am somehow right now. What the hell? Like, okay, I'm keeping it this way because I cannot be bothered to actually reroll the B. Oh, because I'm also running low on stat cubes. But yeah, you see triple S? I recommend you to save that one and just reroll with perfects on the other two if needed. But yeah, that's all you can really do as a mid to late game player, really. To quickly summarize everything again, is to just grind rerolls here, grind spirit shards there, or grind capsules in infinite if you really want that, and stat cubes as well. Build up your team by getting evo items from crafting or grinding for them in story or raids. Getting the better traits for your units and building the correct team. A video on that at some point. And obviously, stat cubes as well. Grinding Infinity Castle is another one that you can always do. And it's a fun time to do in your pastime if you're, need something to do in here. And of course, the last thing you gotta remember is, do these things. Help these guys. Do these events, alright? Do the events. At least get one of everything because, they're limited and they could be very useful. So yeah. I guess one more thing that I could ask of you lot, if you nice. Get these always. One more thing for you lot is if you are mid to late game and you have enough knowledge of the game, help out people in questions, please. I know it's probably not your job, nor it is I guess technically it's somewhat my job as a question helper, but it's volunteer work. So you lot could help too. All right, spread the info around, spread knowledge around, help people who are like in the early to mid stages to get up to where we are right now. All right, but you gotta help our people. We gotta help each other here. All right, but that's about it for this video. Really, I can't really say much else because mid to late game is just pretty much the end game of it all, and you're just kind of like, what else am I supposed to do? You're like, you run out of things to do at some point, so just macroing raids for the next 12 hours or so. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful and informative. Man, that sounds way too formal. God, never mind, ignore that one. But just hope, good luck grinding, everybody. Have fun in Anime Last Stand, and hope this guy was helpful. Bye bye.